And we're back.
Hello.
So, everything comes to a settle. Grim, you feel rough.
Like that zombie got me good. I think I'm going to have to sit down for a bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, zombies are really horrible.
Hey, you didn't say.
Yeah, for real.
I'm still just trying to get the image out of my mind.
What image?
Well, like they paralyzed me with fear.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah, I can imagine.
I'm gonna put a hand on his shoulder.
Alright, if you guys want to take a short rest, then that's okay.
Probably a good idea.
I'll be on the lookout because I have nothing to short rest over anyway.
Okay. Cool.
Well, you
I mean, really, same here.
Well, I
Not
can
even hit points.
try to regain those 5 hit points that I lost. That's about it.
Yep.
I mean, there's no harm in rolling for it.
It's true.
well,
Yeah, same.
I might as well get my free because I'm a fighter
Yeah.
health. I rolled a 1. Wow.
Oh,
Less nice.
It's
Yeah,
still
that is
11
less nice.
health.
It is still
It
11.
still helps. And
That's
I'll go
more health
for
than V can get back from a hit dice.
oh
yes! I'm gonna
There's
roll a
5 hit
couple of
points.
dice.
4. There we go.
What is my
That
hit
would
dice
be-
again?
A
I'm
singular one.
I'm just still incredibly impressed that Grim took 82 damage and is
Yeah,
like,
fuck.
I've got 5 hit points left.
I know.
Oh, I had 12 left.
12 hit points left.
More than double.
Well,
It's fucking ridiculous.
You'll
though.
that
never
is
get him
crazy.
down.
no, God. Will Grim ever go down?
That's
Tune in
Look,
next week
by
to
the time
see.
Grim goes down, we're all dead. That is
That's
the
true.
reality of
Right?
That is true.
Look, the truth is, you're just saving my ass every time.
I
God.
don't know
That
if
was
we
some
saved
bad
your ass
hit
this
dice
time.
rolling.
Well, without Helena, I would probably have died, or V's firebolt killed one of the two guys
Yeah,
that would
I
have
killed one
attacked
of
me.
them.
Yeah.
No, but
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
before he got like another
That's
attack
true.
in, so there would have been 2 more attacks with advantage and auto crit.
That's true.
No, except the paralysis ended on the end of your turn.
Oh, it ended on the end of my turn.
Yes.
Oh, that's a lot better.
Still
pretty-
though.
Still, though, I was pretty glad that I finally chose to get firebolts.
Yep. Yeah, that's something to talk about because that's the first time you guys have ever seen V do that.
Yeah.
Ooh. You know what I also considered for a very brief second?
Oh.
Encasing Grim in wall of stone.
There you go. Be safe.
Oh, no.
Boom.
Yeah, it's like he took
Safety
too much
box.
damage. You just sit in this box for a second.
You
Safety
slowly
box.
suffocate
I like
in
it.
the box.
That'll be fine.
Okay.
There we go.
So
How's your health, by the way?
Oh, I should roll one more. Actually, sorry.
Plus,
Uh,
I don't know if Vondal still casts healing.
I am. Oh no, I didn't actually take Vondal's healing, but I had to wait.
yes, yeah, wait until after the break
Yes.
because you feel like that attack took something out of you. Like you've been mortally wounded before. This feels like death.
Oh, God.
That's not good.
I mean, mechanically, he's lost maximum health.
Yeah.
I mean, hasn't Kelariis been through that before?
yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
but you I can't explain. I can't explain that Kelariis has also felt this because you don't know that Kelariis has
Yeah,
also
I know,
felt
I know.
this. Yeah. However, Grim, this feeling isn't letting up.
Oof.
Oh, dear.
Well, I guess I'll double check myself. just physically inspect myself, just to
Okay.
see if there's anything wrong.
Give me a medicine check.
Medicine.
Okay.
What is medicine?
Ooh.
What is
Like-
medicine?
Your skin
a
feels
very
weirdly
specific-
dry, but that's about it.
Your skin feels dry. Just slap some
Moisturize,
moisturizer on
Graham.
there. Mm.
Like I would literally probably just like rub a little water on it, see if it helps
Yeah.
eventually.
Luka just like disappeared into the void.
Amazing. Wait, but I guess the one question I have is, wait, am I allowed to add the healing at all, or?
Yes, you can add the
Oh,
healing from the magic.
okay.
Yes.
Okay, well, that actually
I
brings
think you're
me.
just not able to get up to your usual max.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have my separate max HP box now. I used to be at 94, and now I'm down to 80.
94? What the fuck? Okay.
Yeah.
It's, that's 14 health.
Crazy.
I'm missing 14 health every fight.
Wow, I don't know what that feels like.
Wow.
Helena's over here like,
Okay.
I guess. I guess as Vondal is like, because I assume Vondal killed me like during the
Well, yeah, you would have put.
During
I put your hand on your shoulder
Yeah.
and maybe healed you then.
like. It's not quite feeling better. Don't know what it is.
Can I try and give him a once over?
Yeah. Are you just checking him for injuries?
Yeah, I suppose. See if
Okay,
I can
yeah,
pick
give me a
up on
medicine check.
why he might not feel good. Much
Okay.
Dr. Vondal.
Dr. Von Dad.
Yep.
So, as you look Grim over, his just in patches, his skin is getting this unhealthy yellow pallor. You can't medically find anything wrong with him, but something isn't right.
Perhaps we should just keep an eye on it for now as we continue.
Probably a good idea.
Besides, if it's a disease, like my amulet should stop it.
Well, that's a good point. Because you know what the amulet does, whatever is affecting you is not a disease.
Oh yeah, that's also true. Guess I wouldn't know that.
Yeah, because you know what the amulet does.
So therefore, we know it's not a disease.
Well, I suggest we see what happens in a bit.
Well,
Sometimes magic lingers.
actually, I would like to try something.
Okay.
Can I cast Remove Curse?
You can certainly try.
I would like to try and cast Remove Curse.
Okay.
Or
So,
curse affecting one creature or object end.
okay. You cast Remove Curse. Immediately, Grim, you feel a lot better. You still hurt, but you feel a lot better. You regain your maximum hit point total.
Oh, I actually do regain it. Interesting.
Nice.
Yeah, so Vondal, by that, whatever that mummy did to him, that was some form of lingering curse.
Right. Yeah.
Still caused me to miss out on some healing, unfortunately, but I can live with that.
Unfortunately.
Well, I think that seems to have done the trick.
Certainly does.
Well, if you feel anything strange, you just definitely tell us, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will.
Don't sit on
I
it or
know.
anything.
I also take a glance at my new mace. It's like hanging off my belt. Like, a
Oh
little
God!
concerned.
Oh boy.
I swear to God, if this mace is in any way detrimental to you, I'm gonna be pissed as fuck.
Well,
If-
actually,
So
actually no. I have to cast it on the thing. This thing, I could save him from the mace as well, quite easily.
No,
with
like
the exact
it's
same
not,
spell.
that was just that had nothing to do with the
No,
curse.
the mace had nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
But if the
Oh,
mace
yeah.
does cause problems, I can solve that one as well with the exact same spell.
So, throughout this entire rest, the Zero has been very quiet.
I guess if Grim's feeling a lot better, Vondal will probably look up to Tallithsyr and say, that was well done. I'm impressed.
She
Are those? Oh,
she looks up at you and just sort of nods and smiles.
are those the things that you told me?
She looks at you and like it's quite clearly obvious like the smile she just gave was forced because it drops straight away and she's just sort of like, yeah.
I go over and I give her and say, you did a really good job.
Thanks.
Unfortunately, we might encounter more of them, but we're here.
Sort of Dragonborn can't really sort of grit their teeth, but she sort of like she clenches her jaw and like tightens a grip on the sword, which you realize she's still holding the hilt of the sword even though it's sheathed. And she just sort of says, I think I understand a bit more now.
What do you mean?
Well, why you have to do what you do?
I give her like, it's not like a proper smile, but it's like, yeah, it's like yeah, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I don't know how to explain it. It's just like not a proper smile, but it's a
Yeah.
smile, sort of.
Yeah. So it says, at first I was just sort of, I was scared and angry, but then all of a sudden I wasn't scared and angry anymore. I knew that I had to do something. I knew I had to do the right thing. And I never believed in revenge, but that felt like justice, I guess.
And that alone shows that you have the makings of a great hero.
Sort of sits up slightly straighter.
You're very brave, and a lot of people would have turned and not done what you did. It's okay to be afraid, but you can use it to fuel yourself and to help the people that you care about.
Always remember that bravery is not a lack of fear. It is doing things in spite of fear.
She seems to take that and mull that over for a while.
Despite the dangers we have faced, we have all been afraid of them. We just did it anyway, because we knew because we knew not doing it was worse.
She doesn't mention it any further.
Okay. I was gonna say, I just put a hand on her shoulder as like we're kind of getting, I guess finishing up the rest and being like,
Yeah.
I'm proud to have you as my squire.
You expect to see her blush, but it doesn't really happen. She draws herself up with purpose, and for a moment were you not standing in an ancient crypt far below the surface of the desert, you'd swear you were looking in a mirror.
Oh. I'm so proud of her. I have so many feelings for her.
So, I guess you press on.
Let's move on.
Okay. How are you proceeding?
Oh wait, do we have to like, because we came up at a junction, right? Do we have to pick a way to go?
Well, seeing as you have a ranger and you have your blueprints, I will say you have a general idea of which direction to go. The problem with these catacombs is essentially this whole underground is a series of T-junctions and four-way junctions that lead everywhere and nowhere, in that you could essentially take any route you wished and end up in the same place, because it's essentially just a big square made up of a series of junctions, and occasionally they don't connect where there's a larger tomb or a larger structure.
If anything, that helps us.
Yeah, it's very easy to get lost if you're looking for something specific, but to navigate up and down, it's fairly easy. Or it would be if it weren't for the number of collapsed tunnels. But you can definitely fairly easily find your way through the tunnels.
Arya, lead the way.
Here we go, boys.
As you are doing so, everybody make me perception checks.
I also only used the one spell slot that fight.
Oh
Congrats.
my god.
God.
These natural 20s when I don't really need them.
Okay.
Hey, you didn't get surprised last
Oh!
time. Holy shit.
Oh
Yeah.
Holy
shit.
shit, you guys.
Okay,
Vondal's
so
in here with a natural 20 as well.
Kelariis and V, as you're walking along, you are noticing more of these small little tombs that are... If it weren't for the fact that they'd had their seals blasted open, you'd never know that there was like a hidden tomb here. And it, like, you sort of you peer in through the torchlight, and again, every single one of them has been meticulously emptied. Although a number of these sort of have like thin layers of dust covering them, and small amounts of sand have blown into them. So these are a little bit older than the one that you found before. Arya and Vondal, you are noticing a pattern. Basically, every 3 to 4 junctions you come across, there's another tomb, and they are all exactly the same.
Methinks we're stuck in a loop.
No.
Yeah. Either that
oh.
or a very uniform construction. Systematic.
it's the thing you notice. You would swear you were going in circles were it not for the fact that each one of these doors has been like blasted off, and the due to the nature of just an explosion blowing them inwards, they're all incredibly different blast patterns. But somebody has been going around these systematically and opening them one after the other. And whoever has done this must have known that these were here, because after looking at the plans again, none of these are listed on the maps. Whoever opened these knew they were here.
That's everything. Well, everything tells me that it's pointing towards the Dread Legion, since they're like from before. They date back from the First Age, so they might have knowledge from back then. They like that. Well, I say they like dead people. They like to find important dead people and bring them back. But this seems to be like a lot of extra dead people.
My worry is that
And they're all being excavated from these big tombs, so they were all important in some way.
Yeah.
my worry is that that if all of this seems to be raided, then if Corlesso was down here, then is it still down here?
Doubtable.
We don't.
It's certainly looking less likely.
It is.
But there's only one way to find out.
Yep.
Yeah,
What time is it, by
what
the
else
way?
to go there? Yeah.
Very difficult to say.
How tired are we?
I mean, you've been in combat, you've had a short rest. You're probably beginning to feel slightly weary. You have been walking for a long time.
We should just
Are we
make sure that we don't like overexhaust ourselves.
You are beginning to feel hungry as well.
Well, I guess we could measure time in lamp oil.
Oh yeah, shit. How many
Oh, that's a good
bottles
point.
have I been going through?
Yeah.
How long do they last?
6
6
hours.
hours.
Oh, okay. So, your the flame in your lantern is beginning to get low. So somewhere in about 5 hours.
All right.
What time was it roughly when we entered?
Early mid-morning. Oh, well, no, probably late mid-morning by the time you actually got in there.
Yeah, we had to do some shopping and stuff.
Yes. So it's probably... Yeah, it's probably getting towards early evening now.
Right. I think we can keep going for a little bit longer, but then we should absolutely set up camp.
Was there any indication in the blueprints as to how far down the tomb was?
Third layer.
Like, is there any indication of how like deep that actually was in like a proper distance?
Judging by the height of this ceiling and given the plans, probably like 50 feet down.
Okay.
This thing goes down a long way.
So I'm wondering if I could try and locate object. The big problem is I haven't seen cholesterol itself, so I can't target specifically that. But do we know? But we know. I guess we know it's a spear.
You're going to cast Locate Object on a spear.
See if I can locate spears.
Just make sure none of you are holding a spear first.
None of us have spears.
I mean, yeah.
Well,
for
that's
that matter,
the
there
thing.
could be
Like, does it only
spears.
locate a single thing?
It locates the closest object of the type you describe, unless you
Okay.
describe something specific.
Mm,
Yeah.
And I've not seen any like drawing, like
Artist interpretations of cholesterol.
No, Crolestro is the one you know the least about.
fantastic.
Yeah. Okay, so that's
No.
probably not an option then.
Yeah, no useful visions or anything.
No.
Alright, shall we keep going?
Okay. So you continue onwards. Are you casting Pass Without a Trace again?
yes, but this will be my last cast for the day because I don't have
Okay.
any more spell slots.
Good perceiving, guys. Good perceiving.
Oh my god. Shit.
They have like there are like 3 numbers on the dice that I can roll that they will perceive you when you have Pass Without a Trace on.
Lol.
2.
2. Idiots.
It's okay. I know that feeling.
I know the feeling.
I don't have very good perception to begin with. But yeah, no. So you continue through the tunnels, and you keep going through. Your lantern flickers and begins to die. You replace the oil.
Yep.
You go for another 3 hours before the hunger is really starting to seep in, and you think now it's probably a good time to take a rest.
Okay.
Just as you are thinking that,
Ah,
Lol.
you reach a staircase.
Ooh.
Okay, so we should probably rest before we go down.
Yeah, I agree.
Probably.
yeah.
That would make sense. The real question is, how are we going to secure ourselves?
Oh, thank you for asking.
Oh my
Okay.
god.
Oh.
Bam!
Oh my god.
Okay.
Wall of stone.
Are you seriously just gonna entomb us?
I can make, like,
I mean, it's
I
not
don't
like
know.
we can't get out.
That's
yeah,
true.
the wall can have any shape you desire.
Just leave air holes, please.
Yeah, I was
Yeah,
gonna say,
You
look
can
at air
create,
holes.
you can crudely shape the walls to create crenellations, battlements, and wands. So you can have like
Battlements. Wow.
yeah. So we can have like breathing holes and shit. I don't know.
That most definitely work. If you still have the magic, we can like we could head into one of those blasted tombs, and then I assume those are like decently sized.
Yeah. There's enough room to set up camp. It's just, do you want to camp in a tomb?
Not particularly, to
Like-
be honest. But
Do you want
don't
do you want to camp in a tomb or between like a million tombs? It's
And those are your options.
that's
But
a
I
bit.
can just make a house.
Yeah.
This is
In
not
the hall.
mine.
Oh, okay. Well, I
Make
guess
a
that
little
works.
house out of stone.
well. I guess we'll just see. Since you suggest you'll
Yeah.
help us out, we'll just see whatever you make.
Yeah, give Vondal memories of home. Oh, living in a stone building.
Yeah, you can craft a small stone hut that you concentrate on. Congratulations on ruining the architecture of a
Oh,
first
yeah.
stage underground city.
It's fine.
Well,
Some sacrifices to architecture must be made.
I mean, it's not like this whole place is a surviving example of it. It's not like we've ruined a little bit of it, right?
Vondal is probably a teeny bit upset. V
No.
and Arya just do not care.
oh,
It's
What
just
is
rocks.
architecture?
It's just rocks.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. How dare you be so dismissive of my people?
I mean,
I didn't say the dwarves
your
were
people did
rocks.
not make this place.
Maybe.
Arya's goddess literally believes that creating civilization as a whole is futile because eventually nature will reclaim everything and there'll
Yep.
be no trace of anyone that ever lived anywhere. So
That's
Yeah.
why
Not sure-
most elven buildings are made out of wood.
I'm not sure if
Wow.
that's gonna happen in this desert, but okay.
Oh, it's just gonna
Well,
disappear
that is
and get
Well-
exactly what's
eventually.
happening in this desert because the city's being swallowed by the
the
sand.
city is gradually being
yeah.
reclaimed by the
That is
sand.
literally
That
what
is
is happening.
literally exactly what is happening.
That is the literal embodiment of Melora's will.
Alright.
Perfect.
Dust to dust and ash to ash.
One thing I would like to do actually,
Here's
You'd
while
like to
we're
do
resting,
something. Yep.
I would like to cast Commune.
Okay.
What does that do?
It allows me to ask the 3 yes/no questions.
Oh, right.
Okay, so
So I feel like that might be worthwhile.
go ahead and cast Commune.
And I guess my first question becomes, is Crolestro still within the tomb?
I need to check something very briefly.
Does he know that?
he's
I
gonna be
mean-
like, shit if I know.
If he doesn't know, we're not any worse off. If he does know, well, hey!
Oh, hey.
Wah hey.
Oh, I wonder if. Okay.
Also,
That was our character.
also, Minnie, I was so worried that
Yep.
Grim was turning into an undead earlier.
Oh,
Oh yeah,
that
same.
would have been bad.
That would have been very, very bad.
Though, if we left the curse, what happened?
I think if it would have gone worse, maybe I
Way,
could
man.
have like become a concern.
Luka,
So-
you and your fucking hat films emoji.
I know.
In
I
answer-
have to make use of them somewhere.
In answer to your question,
Mm,
unclear.
okay.
That's not a yes or no answer.
But yeah, but he can answer unclear if he doesn't
That's
know.
bullshit.
In a case where a one-word answer could be literally
No,
anything,
that's bullshit.
It literally
No,
says
it's
so in the
not.
spell, Luka.
But he doesn't. He doesn't know
divine
the
beings.
answer.
Divine beings aren't necessarily omniscient, so you might receive unclear as an answer if a question pertains to information that lies beyond the deity's knowledge. In other words, Torm doesn't know if it's still within the tomb.
I'm not complaining about Torm doesn't not knowing. I'm complaining about the spell that says you can only ask yes no questions, but also there's a third answer.
No,
What?
you can only ask questions that are yes/no, but if he doesn't know, he can tell you, I don't know.
And in a case where the one-word answer would be misleading or contrary, you can offer a short phrase.
Yeah,
It's so that I don't fuck you over by giving you the wrong answer.
yeah, exactly.
I
This
guess.
rule is meant to help us, Luka.
So
It's
the answer
just not
answer-
very clear.
the answer to your first question is
I
unclear.
can read the spell.
Also, you gotta hope you don't have like a trolling deity.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Right.
The assumption of commune is that the deity wants to help you.
True.
I guess the next question would be something like, are the people, or are whoever broke open these tombs still here?
Does Storm know any of these things is the real fucking question.
I know.
They have always been here.
Ooh,
What?
what indeed?
What does it mean?
Hmm.
So, just so we're clear, that is yes, but.
I gathered.
I mean, it's still bullshit.
Fuck
You're
off,
so
Luka.
salty
You're
over
so
this.
Why are you so salty about a spell that's not even yours?
Well, I don't understand. It's
Third
Whatever.
question.
I can always roll the spell so you can read it. Look, there you go.
Third question.
Does my ass look fat?
in these
Wow.
jeans.
Wow.
I would love to get a Davy's
guess-
professional opinion on that one.
I
We need
guess
to know,
to,
is my
I
ass
ha-
an
I
ass
ha-
of money?
I 100% know what
Because
Jester is asking.
because because I'm not 100% sure on what more I can ask here, I'm going to check for our safety, and the safety of
Well,
those
clearly you
outside,
can ask
saying,
whatever the fuck you want because he can just answer it anyways. He's so
"Shut up, Luka." I'm going to say, is the entrance to these catacombs we came in through still sealed?
Yes.
Cool. There you go, checking for safety. Because I didn't know what else to ask. Okay. I will share this with the party.
Okay.
So you all know.
That second question was really
He doesn't know
ominous.
whether it's in there. The people who've been breaking up the tombs have always been here. And no one's broken through where we came in.
Are you gonna do the scrying thing as well?
Yeah, I guess I might as well do that now.
Okay. So, what are you scrying?
I am scrying the essentially the doorway, or like outside of the door to the council chambers, like where we saw them
Okay.
come out from their meeting.
So the main hall.
Yeah.
So by this point it is late evening. There seems to be one person on duty at the desk, and maybe one or two guards. Well, no. Precisely speaking, there are two guards. Do you watch them for the full 10 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably, yeah.
I assume the council hall is closed for now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Interesting.
As you watch, you basically watch like a number of people just sort of like slowly like emerging from the doors and filing out of the front doors. It just seems to be people just leaving for the day. Just before the spell ends, you watch the person on duty at the desk leave. As that person leaves, the two guards leave, and maybe a minute or two later, two guards replace them.
Okay, so they're stationary but on rotation. Potentially.
As far as you can tell.
Okay.
And do they like watch the door?
Well, I guess they're just sort of scanning the room.
If you remember correctly, when you saw it, the room is a big circle, and they essentially stand at opposite ends of the circle so that they both watch one half of the room.
Boy.
So in other words, getting in without being seen by one or both of them is very difficult.
They also can see each other, so you can't sneak up on one and choke one out.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't be the true assassin.
And they're also in their own little alcove, so doing that
Yes.
without being spotted by the one you wanted to choke is also difficult. It's almost as
We
if
are
it
not
was
gonna choke
designed
anyone.
to be difficult to get in.
Well, at least we got some useful information.
You'll have to make a noise and have them both just leave the room at the same time.
Yeah.
So I'm sure they would totally do that.
And not just have one of them go check it out. You have to
Best
make a
solution.
serious
Ha,
noise.
must be rats.
Mm-hmm.
We just
Nope,
need feet
yeah.
to like box them in, just like.
No, we
"Oh,
just need
you're-
to max out the stealth tree, and then we can just like crouch in the doorway, and they won't see us. At which point we can just shoot them in the face until they die.
Wow, of all people, Vondal.
Look. This isn't Vondal speaking. This is me speaking, and I'm just making
Yeah.
the Skyrim reference.
You
So
just shoot them in the neck, and they run around looking for you, and then go back to their post saying, "Huh, must be nothing."
I
Right?
guess it was just my imagination.
Must have been the wind.
Video games.
Video games make so much sense.
Let's.
Exactly
So-
what you'd do. If you took an arrow to the eye, you'd just be like, "Who's there?" Look around, see no one, and go, "I guess it was my imagination."
With an arrow in your face.
And then leave the arrow in your eye.
You all take a long rest.
Yeah.
Oh, we got nothing out of our short.
We
Oh, I
didn't know.
Only,
I mean,
only,
you act like that's a surprise. We never
Only-
get anything out of a short rest.
only because the wandering encounters rolled garbage.
This is fine.
Right?
I'll complain all I like.
When did you turn into the grumpy old man?
So, you wake up the next day. Well, you assume it's the next day.
Mhm.
You have no way of telling. And head downstairs.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. You walk down to the next layer, and you are presented with a series of tunnels that look almost indistinguishable from the first.
Almost.
Yeah, some slight differences in the aging, some different wall textures, subtle differences, but the layout is almost identical. Well, the layout is... Well, yeah, the layout is almost identical, but on this floor there are some larger chambers, so there are a lot less four-way junctions and a lot more individual, like, three-way junctions.
Oh, I
guess
guess
we
we
need
head
to-
to the nearest set of
yeah.
stairs again.
Yeah, we just need to go
Okay.
down one more level.
Yeah, basically to do that, you just need to cross the entire, like, the
Okay.
the length of it, which, judging by how long it took you last time, seeing as you were going from the middle, it's probably going to take you a whole day to get across.
Boy.
Well,
Right.
off we go.
Oh, actually, no, I tell a lie. To get to the third floor, it's going to take you about a day.
Right, best get trekking.
Yeah.
If you move faster, it will take you less time.
We
Oh.
are a little bit on the clock.
Yeah. Well, I
We'll
guess
be less stealthy.
like when we're moving stealthy, we also slow down, right? Compared to
Yes.
us
Yeah.
just normal walking.
This is why it's taking you longer than you estimated.
Yeah.
Fuck. Yeah, maybe we should kind of ditch the stealth.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess we're just walking normally then.
Okay.
Rob's like, finally.
So, I would like all of you to roll me a perception check.
Boom.
Nice V.
Okay.
Shit.
Button.
Do we have advantage?
Nope.
No.
Oh,
Sadly.
no.
Oh, no.
Okay.
It's okay. My excuse is that I'm going through more combat theory with Tallithsyr. There we go. That's my excuse.
They'll beat me.
Oh yeah, you should roll for companions as well.
Yeah.
Oh.
Don't forget
So-
Tallithsyr.
Don't forget the Sarah.
I need to make this
Look, I
bigger
don't think-
clearly.
Or Lyra.
Or-
That's smaller.
Wait, why is that smaller?
There we go.
Let's figure.
There we go. It's bigger now
Okay.
because we clearly
Oh.
forgot.
Oh, sister.
Oh.
Oh, rip Tallithsyr. Yeah, me and Tallithsyr are discussing combat theory. There you go. That's why we're distracted.
So, the only person to notice this is V.
Wow.
V. It's almost on the edges of your hearing, but it's almost like you can hear somebody going through the components of a spell or a ritual or something.
Uh-oh. It's not great.
Did anyone hear that? It's like,
Hear what?
you know, like mumbling or something.
Nobody else can hear that.
No.
Can I hear sort of where it's coming from in the general? Has it been getting if we keep walking, does it get louder?
Give me an investigation check with advantage.
You boy, sure do love me investigation checks. Oh, it's okay.
Okay. So, it's very difficult to tell with this maze of corridors, but it is definitely ahead of you. And judging by how quiet it is, either this person is whispering, or they are quite a distance ahead of you.
I mean, it must be incredibly echoey around here.
Yes.
Let's just kind of be on your guard, okay? Because I'm 100% sure that there's something ahead of us.
Well, you heard her.
I guess we'll sneak from until we get there. Or that would make sense.
You know what? That actually does make sense.
Okay.
Okay. So, make me stealth checks.
Okay. I'm gonna touch Kelariis, Grim, and Vondal.
Doesn't matter. Natural one.
Oh. And I was gonna say I give you all invisibility.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, that would
Oh.
up the stealth to an 8 for Vondal.
Yeah.
Well,
so
if
I would have
it's
to be at
Yeah,
so
I'm still clanking.
that's a level 4 stealth.
Sarah, please.
So y'all now do not have disadvantage, but
Okay.
anyway, my stealth check is this.
Yeah.
It's not good.
Wow. Our party sucks stealth today.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do
Well-
you want pass without a trace?
It's a bit late for that, I think.
Yeah, it's too late for that.
Yeah.
But
We're
for
kinda supposed to
but
cast
for
that
an
beforehand.
hour or until combat or until attacks are made, the three of you are invisible.
But very loud.
Failing your stealth check doesn't stop you being invisible.
No.
You just hear a clanking that comes from.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, there's just lots of clanking, but you don't know where it is.
Okay.
Just the 3 suits of armor.
Yeah.
I
Lots of
should have
clanking.
invisible Tallithsyr instead. I'm such a.
Lots of clanking and chinking and other things.
So you proceed down this corridor, moving as slowly and carefully as you can. When you hear like the unmistakable loud ringing sound that can only be shatter.
Shit.
Shit.
And then all goes quiet. And then the mumbling, or the muttering and chanting of incantations resumes.
I nod at Arya and where I assume the rest is. Because I can't see you.
The rest of you can hear this now, you are close enough. And you
yeah, I
definitely
think
heard the
everyone can-
shatter.
Yeah.
Staying in formation whilst invisible is going to be tricky.
It's fine, just don't walk into each other. Okay, I guess we have to sneak ahead. I mean, if Arya wants to cast Pass Without a Trace now,
To be deal with whoever it is.
Well, they're clearly opening all these tombs.
Well, let's see what it is. If it's undead, I don't think we're gonna
it's not
Care.
dead.
or feed. But if it's more human, we should probably hear it out.
Fair.
Okay. Well, does Arya want to cast Pass Without a Trace?
I can do.
Okay. Sounds like a good idea right now.
Okay. So you all have +10 to your stealth.
Cool.
Pass
Let's
Without
do
a Trace
stealth
is
and stealth.
cast. And you are walking around the corner?
Yep.
Okay. So, standing in the corridor in front of you, having blown open another one of these hidden tombs, is a very thin, gaunt-looking figure that due to the extravagant amount of jewels and bangles and gold-plated braces, you could almost mistake for a normal humanoid. Until it turns towards you, and you can quite clearly see that this is another mummy. But this one, there's... the way it moves isn't what you would expect from, or have seen from the previous mummies, and this one seems to see you, notice you, and have an intelligent reaction. And standing around it, bearing a number of, ritualistic objects, like orbs and scepters and other things, are 4 skeletons who are doing nothing except standing rigidly to attention. And I need to check something really quick. Okay, it speaks to you in what must be common, but it's a dialect of common you've never heard before that makes it very difficult to understand.
Okay.
And I guess make me intelligence checks.
Everyone?
In fact, make them history checks.
Grim, you're supposed to be our smart one.
Like, this is language. I don't care about language.
Yeah, this isn't.
Please.
Also, I technically have proficiency in history, so I'm also a history buff.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, Vondal, you're the only person who really gets the gist of what it is that he is saying. He appears to be asking you a question. And as far as you can deduce, it's, what are you doing here? Bear in mind that half of you are still invisible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess I'm still slowly walking up to it because I am planning on grappling it.
Okay,
guess-
make me another stealth check.
And I will sort of talk to it, saying like,
So you are still invisible. If-
Invisible and pass without a trace.
If you speak, you are revealing yourself for the function. You aren't becoming visible, but you are revealing the fact that you are there.
yeah. Well, I guess then I'll try and whisper to V and Arya what he said.
Okay, yeah,
said.
you can do that.
Yeah.
Okay. We're looking for Jismal Bashar, who's buried here.
So the response from the mummy is that of almost reverential curiosity. Like it regards you with a long stare that you're used to. This is the way you generally get looked at by people who are of higher status than you.
Okay.
Like it's not a demeaning look, but it's a looking down on a peasant who is like, well, yeah, it's looking down upon a peasant. And again, it responds, which in a way that is very difficult for all of you to comprehend. But again, Vondal, you sort of get the general gist of it. Something about no place for the living.
We'll sort of relate to that, predicting that it doesn't like us being here.
Oh shit. I mean, we won't be long. We just to look for one thing, and then we'll be on our way.
It regards you for a moment before basically it's what is it? Okay, it can't do that. So basically in its hand it basically seems to be holding like some sort of amulet, and it lets go of the amulet, which then falls onto its wrist, and it draws a very, very long, very old, in fact not very functional looking long sword, which ends in sort of like a hooked tip, points it towards you, and basically, with Vondal translating, just says, "Leave now."
Wait,
I
so,
look at Arya.
Looks like
what,
we've got a
so what
fight.
did it?
Look
So
at me.
Oh, looks like we've got a fight in our hands.
Wait, what did it exactly drop?
In
It
Well-
it loosed go of an amulet that then fell around its wrist.
Okay.
Shit.
Well,
What do we do?
guess we are gonna fight
well,
this thing.
yeah, I guess we have a fight on our hands.
Okay then.
And
How close
this we
did
should probably wrap up.
Sorry, what was your question?
how close did Grim get? Because he was moving forward to try and grapple the...
Yeah,
well,
so
I've-
as Grim is beginning to move forwards, this conversation basically comes to a head as he levels the sword at you. Grim, you can try and grapple him, but basically you're going to make your roll at disadvantage because as he makes this thing and you come lunging forward, he becomes aware of the fact that you're there. Because he beat your stealth check.
No.
Even with a 19? Damn.
He's no longer within 30 feet of Arya.
Okay. So that is.
Oh,
Another
although,
line.
actually, technically that would not be with disadvantage.
Still 9.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to work it out because I don't know if you get advantage on athletics checks for being invisible, or whether
Well, I
it's
guess
just
that's
attack rolls.
You could attack him and try to disarm.
Yeah.
Although you already rolled, so I don't know.
It counts as heavily obscured.
Hmm.
So I don't think obscured. Oh, hang on. Where's my quick reference? I don't think obscured grants bonuses.
No, it doesn't give anything to grapple.
Well, it says like in case of heavily obscured, the opponent is
blinded.
effectively blinded.
Fail
Which
any
means that-
ability checks which require sight. Disadvantage on attack rolls. Attack rolls against. So it's not an attack roll. So
Yes.
it is unfortunately a 9. That is not the right stat sheet. That is the right stat sheet.
Oh. So it's crappy wizard power.
No, it beats you.
Oh.
14.
Well.
Okay, so you go to grapple this creature and it throws steps aside and your attack misses. And I guess give me initiative.
Boy, oh boy.
Hey, back to my old self.
Look at all those 12s.
Look at that one.
Oh no.
Oh,
Actually,
no.
that's a 2.
Oh,
A
sorry.
natural 2.
a natural 2. Oh.
Yeah, don't worry about it. It's perfect.
And oh yeah, I've now finished doing another speed Photoshop.
Amazing.
Yeah, remember guys, 10 likes and Ferrous will release a speech Photoshop video.
Oh my god.
No, just stop.
And
But
we
don't
will
have to
actually
get the likes somehow.
we will resolve this in Theatre of the Mind because actually we don't have a lot of time left.
Gotta love Theatre of the Mind.
Hmm.
So actually it looks a little bit more like this because they were all standing around him.
Yeah. Well, I guess sort of
Should-
try
should
to
we
sneak in
yeah.
between.
We sort of rearrange ourselves with how we were stood.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, rearrange yourselves to sort of I actually need to make a stat sheet for this because I wasn't expecting you guys to get this far.
Woohoo!
Wow, we actually did more than we should have done.
Yeah. Well, I
Wow.
didn't expect you to go to the catacombs, so here we go.
Okay.
Whoops.
Oh, well,
Sorry.
Rip.
happens.
Oh wow, that's bad initiative.
That's why he's had to do speed photoshopping.
Yeah. Okay. So, Lyra, you're up first.
Okay.
Nice.
It's all.
Okay, so what are you attacking is the question.
The thing in front of me.
Oh right, okay. Yeah, so you've moved it. Cool.
The skeleton.
Cool. Yeah, you impact with the skeleton and basically tear off one of its arms.
Cool.
Nice.
Look at your bones.
Oh, no. Did not just make a bone joke.
He never runs off and digs a hole.
Bone storm.
Oh no. No, not Bone Storm.
Okay, Arya.
I've got a bone to pick with you.
Oh, shoot.
Shitty puns. I'm gonna get out my scimitar.
Okay. So you're charging down the corridor, scimitar drawn.
Yeah.
There's a hit.
I don't know if that'll be enough. Oh, it is, okay.
Yes.
And Lyra is gonna attack again.
No, she isn't, because the skeleton collapses.
Okay, great.
Just kidding.
Skelebums are weak.
Grim.
Well, I guess I would, considering how it has actually, like, it's pointing its sword and stuff, I'm gonna swing with my Morning Star.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh, that's better.
Nice.
Okay, the second one hits.
And I'm gonna do goading attack. There we go.
Okay.
Well, yeah, and of course it's on the special one.
It's on the mummy.
Yes.
Okay, cool. So it's becomes 14 damage and has to make a wisdom saving throw.
Yes.
It passes without breaking a sweat because of what it is.
Wow, what a bitch.
Fair.
Methinks it has good wisdom, yes?
Oh, and I will try and knock it down.
Oh wait, that's a non-magical attack, right?
Yes.
It takes no damage from that.
Yeah.
It is unaffected.
Wow.
Well, hopefully its legs are affected by my shield.
Something about the way you word
Sweep
it.
the leg.
Nope. You
Wow.
you
Nope.
sweep at it, you collide with it, but it is not knocked down.
I can't believe.
I can already tell this is going to be a skeleton of fun.
Tallithsyr.
Cav, I'm gonna, like, kill you in, like, 2 seconds.
Uh,
I...
Tallithsyr will draw longbow and shoot a skeleton. Oh no, that's still weirdly glitchy. Okay.
Alright.
I don't know why that's happening. Skeleton takes loses some of its ceremonial armor that goes scattering backwards. V.
Okay, well, y'all in there seem to have good strength saves, so.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
You summon the storm sphere.
Do note that I wouldn't be making as many puns if Luka wasn't so far away from me.
Wow,
That's
get
a
out.
mummy.
Yeah, and I would
Get
love
the
to-
fuck out of my life.
I'd like to zap the mummy. Oh wait, I have to roll the fucking attack first. I'm an asshole.
Okay.
Assuming that hits, he takes 9 damage.
Who are you trying to hit?
The mummy.
It does hit.
With any luck, that'll wrap things up quickly.
Oh my god, Cav. I will punch through the computer screen.
Oh yeah, and I should probably
Into
roll
your
Oh
the
yeah,
face.
can you roll me the 2d6 as well? Yeah, because I need to do the.
And everyone needs to make a strength save.
That's bludgeoning damage, the wind damage, right?
Yes.
Okay, so you whip up the debris from the door, and some of it strikes the mummy in the back, and it seems to be particularly affected by that.
Hey.
Wait, did we have to roll strength saves?
If you're
You
in,
do,
yeah.
yes.
You're in a storm sphere.
I also have to. Like, I don't know where she
I
sent.
think Grimlat just passes. Yes, it does.
So
Arya.
one of the skeletons is smashed to pieces, and the other two look very poor. Arya, you take the 8 damage from the thing, and the mummy lord takes 16. So it's 25. Okay. At that point, he's going to take a legendary action.
What?
A
Oh,
legendary
legendary
action.
He's a
What?
bastard.
boy.
In other words, he can do whatever he wants whenever he wants because he's a bastard.
I know what it is. I just didn't expect him to have.
Yeah, this is gonna be fun, guys.
He magically transforms into a whirlwind of sand and moves 60 feet up the corridor before turning back to normal.
Oh, okay.
What have we done?
Right.
We fucked up.
It's not like Grim was gonna leave a bunch of undead roaming around.
Yeah.
That's actually a fair point.
Kelariis.
Oh, it goes that way. Okay.
He goes away from you.
I thought he was
Well,
going
I
to go
guess I'm
through us
gonna-
and deal a butt ton of damage, but we're fine.
I guess I'm gonna run up to this skeleton over here and hit him, maybe. Possibly.
Yep.
Hit him. Fuck him up.
Cool. He disintegrates.
I don't.
Okay.
How far was that? Like, about how far was that?
That was probably your full movement to get to him.
Okay, well.
Oh yeah, and you are no longer invisible.
Yeah, fuck it.
Really?
Guess I'm sitting here.
Hmm.
Yep.
Skeleton walks towards you, Kelariis.
Alright.
Swings at you with his sword. Does not hit you. Well, clatters harmlessly off your shield because he's basically like. Well, actually, he's only got like an improvised weapon anyway, so he hasn't even got his sword.
Wow.
He hit it with the other guy's arm.
The
If he did that, he'd be armed and dangerous.
I swear to God.
Your reactions are just the best part of House Pun.
Yeah.
The Mummy Lord from. Hang on.
Mummy Lord.
Surely
just
a big
check
mummy
something.
lady.
No. Okay, from basically 90 feet away from you, the Mummy Lord begins to cast a spell.
Arcana check.
90 feet, can you do that?
Bitch, I have distance.
Oh yeah, your distance spell. Oh yes, okay.
Bitch.
So it's a conjuration.
Yeah, I'm gonna counterspell it.
Okay, at what level?
Third.
Okay. Roll it.
What do I have to roll? It's charisma, right?
No, it's your spell attack.
Spell attack. So okay.
It's D20 plus spell attack.
Fuck!
Okay. He casts Insect Plague.
Oh my god.
Rip. We dead, guys.
Yeah, he doesn't hit all of you. He hits V, Vondal, and no, he can hit Arya and Lyra as well. Everybody needs to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh no!
Wait, did you say he can hit me?
Yes, he can.
The bees, guys.
Wait,
Yes.
The bees.
The most important question.
Oh
Did-
shit.
He summons a swarm of scarabs.
Did it hit the
Lyra, no, Lyra, why did we
oh,
roll
it-
the same thing?
it would hit the
no, we rolled the same thing. You
It hits-
guys,
It hits the
please.
Syrah as well.
Nice.
That's bad.
Oh,
So
that's
Tallithsyr needs
bad.
to make a con save.
Oh, V is gonna die.
He's not rolled that much damage. Calm the fuck down.
I just can't believe we all rolled, well, except Vondal. I can't believe we all rolled
So-
sixes.
Vondal, you take half of that. Everyone else, you take 19.
Oh, sorry. Should I have rolled for Tallithsyr? I thought you were.
Yes, please.
Fuck yes, Tallithsyr.
Okay, so she takes
Only
half.
like this.
Don't look at my
Fun
health.
fact, right? That damage basically undid my
Oh.
short rest from earlier.
Okay.
Don't look
Is
at
it
my
rounded
health
up or
bar.
down?
I'm looking and I'm worried.
Sorry, what was the question?
Is it rounded up or down? I always.
Always down.
Always round down, yes.
Yeah, you always round down.
I can never fucking remember.
Yeah,
It's okay,
always down.
And yeah, the area is lightly obscured. Vondal, it's your turn.
Right. I think step one is going to be. Yeah. fuck it. We're going with a 5th level Dispel Magic, so I want that Insect Plague gone.
Okay.
So that
Dispel
can
Magic.
fuck off. At which point... God damn it, I really wanted to help the Seer out, but now I can't. So I can't cast 2 spells. That's annoying. Is there anything I can do? Don't think so. I guess I will move to about like here-ish, just to try and spread out a bit more.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
we're
I will
still fighting.
actually. One thing I will say is, I will say to the Seer, like, stay back, shoot at the skeletons for now. Well, the skeleton, if there's only one. Other than
Okay.
that, that's my turn.
At the end of the turn, the
Yeah, you fucking there.
Mummy Lord uses another legendary action.
Oh, I hate him so
God damn it.
Well, actually, technically he can't do that at the end of that turn. So actually, Lyra gets to go first.
Go, Lyra.
Can Lyra reach him from here?
He's like 90 feet away from us.
He is 90 feet away. Yes.
Okay. Can I reach that skeleton?
Yes.
Wait, no, he only backed 60 feet away from me, right?
Yes, and there's like 5 or 10 feet between the skeletons and him.
He was right next to Grim and
Cool.
then went back 60 feet.
Yes. But remember, this is Theatre of the Mind, so that Grim is not in line with the skeletons.
Right,
Yep.
okay. Okay.
So are you making an attack for Lyra?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's a hit. Cool, you destroy the skeleton. At the end of Lyra's turn, the mummy uses the whirlwind of sand and disappears around the corner.
Motherfucker.
Here's...
And that is where we're going to call it,
No,
Yeah.
Just running away
because
he's
it's
a
getting
coward.
very late.
I know.
there's no way we're gonna catch him.
So,
Help.
with that, you are left standing in a corridor amongst a bunch of broken skeletons holding ceremonial artifacts with a freshly opened tomb in front of you. And that is where we're going to end the session. So, does people want to give me a very quick gloss over of what it is that you have learned from this session whilst I tot up some experience?
Yes. I have had, as a player, a good lesson in the importance of, I guess I wanted to try communicating more with the Seer, because I figured that would be like some way to like a way to make to feel like more engaged with her as a member of the party. Because obviously we have plenty of like out of character conversations about what about what should be done.
Yeah.
Obviously, the Seer isn't a player character. I also did a lot more switching around of spell slots and trying to make sure I had the right spells and like prep spells, trying to make sure I had the right things. And I'm also quite happy with my little intuition on remove curse, working on Grim there, because I very much I really hoped that would work, and yay, it did. Vondal as a character is very much realizing how sort of he's very much realizing how impressionable Tallithsyr is at the moment, and so he is significantly realizing that we have to take her with us, and we have to make sure we make that good impression and implant those good values. And he really I guess after seeing her in combat now quite a few times, he really genuinely believes that yes, she does have the capacity to be just as good as Kelariis. But obviously, Kelariis never got there alone, so she shouldn't have to get there alone either. So Vondal's just going to be generally way more in favor of bringing her along. And also, he's actually probably very, very worried for Grim. He's realised, given the story that Grim is told and where we are, it's not a combination that's going to go well, and it's already gone bad. So he is actually very, very worried for Grim at the moment. But he's hoping that both his own and Kelariis' presence will help with that, because two bastions of radiant magic and holy light are basically the best way to deal with the undead.
Yep. Cool. Have some experience.
Yay.
Who is next?
Well, I'd like to go next because I actually have to get up early tomorrow.
Yeah.
Um,
Same though.
yeah. Rolling badly on counterspell checks sucks very hard,
Yes.
especially because I literally only need to upcast it by 1 level and it would have been fine. But that's just life, I guess.
Not quite.
Oh no, is it 5th level?
It's 5th level.
Oh, well, I forget. Anyway. Yeah. I think I've been actually conserving spell slots quite a lot, which is, I suppose, totally unnecessary because we tend to not have too many combats per day. But it's like, I'll get to the end of a day and I'll be like, fuck, I have so many spell slots left over.
Well, I will say
That's my life always.
there were a lot more wandering encounters. You just rolled very well, and you just used a lot of abilities, and they rolled very badly.
That's fair.
So burning those past that trace was definitely worth it.
Also, I am endlessly amused by the fact that we will just get new spells, and nobody in the party questions it ever.
Yep.
It's like we will suddenly walk up being like, I can turn you guys invisible, and you guys are like, cool, sounds like a V thing to do. And V will be like, I can now shoot fire from my hands, and you will be like, sounds nice. Nobody questions it. Love it.
Well, yeah.
How often? It happens so often.
Yeah.
That's just hashtag V,
yeah.
I guess.
Exactly, yeah. It
Yeah.
happens.
Yeah.
It happens a
V is
lot.
gonna-
If we
and-
questioned it every time,
V is
We
gonna
would just be
cast a
questioning
wish
all
one
this.
day, and y'all are gonna be like, sound.
Yeah. Basically. Well, no, that's the thing.
You
Vondal-
rarely cast the same spell twice, with the
Yeah.
exception of one spell every time that you just spam. You're like, I like this spell right now, and you just throw it
Yeah.
out every time.
Like, yeah, you cast a nice big wide variety of spells, and you're a powerful spellcaster.
Yeah.
Vondal's just like, yep, she's powerful enough. Why not?
I mean, it's fair, but I'm still just sort of like, nobody questions this. Okay.
I see why you say that.
Yeah. Anyway, having Firebolt is fun.
Yes.
I can
Especially against creatures that are vulnerable to fire.
I know, I was just like, well, there it is.
28 damage on a cantrip.
Yay. And it's gonna get better next level.
It is.
Oh hell yeah.
That's gonna be fun.
Oh, yeah,
Throwing
yeah.
3d10 around on cantrips.
Jesus,
Yes,
that's crazy.
great.
3d12
And it
saving
gives
throw.
me more shit to do while I'm concentrating on spells.
Yeah.
Because usually,
Yeah.
because before it was like, I would be concentrating on haste and I was like, fuck, I can't use any of my other spells right now. Now I'll just be like, I'll concentrate on haste. Throw out a million cantrips.
Uh-huh.
That'll be fun.
Cool. Yeah, take your experience.
So actually add.
Next.
Sure. It's been interesting so far. It's like, I roll very bad on almost everything today.
Mm.
But yeah, it does show that they can still punish the enemies.
Yep.
If
Especially if
something
you're
goes wrong.
paralyzed.
Although I did go down, so that was a big upside. I'm very surprised.
You'll
But yeah.
never go down, I swear.
No, don't say these things.
I
Uh,
mean,
jinx it.
that when it happens, we're all gonna panic.
But
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I do enjoy the fact that again there's this thing that everybody's worried about except for Grim. Really, he's not too worried with the
Dude.
mace.
I would have been insta-killed by that damage.
No, I was talking about the mace. I
Oh, yeah.
attuned to.
Oh my god, I hate you.
Yeah. Well, that's because it's
Like-
an evil mace.
I also like as in Grim in character. It was also he knows how. Well, it's mainly to stop Vondal from complaining, but he knows what you guys are like. Overly cautious.
He knows what you guys are like. You mean reasonable.
See, there's where we differ, but that's fine. Also,
Sake.
there's like the catacombs are a good chance to beat up some undead.
Yep.
You may have had a little bit of a flashback during that mummy. When that mummy used that thing.
Yes.
Like, I like to think at least I like to think he had a flashback.
Yeah. Well, that represents the paralysis fairly well, I think.
So, it's gonna be interesting. Also, I tried to grapple a mummy lord apparently.
Yes, you did.
And that's not go well.
See, I was like considering like should I get the belt, but then like everything kind of already happened. I should really have triggered my belt.
We tried so hard to make you guys roll good at stealth. Bad at stealth!
Yep.
It just did
Yeah.
not work.
I've got a -1 and disadvantage.
Yeah, but we gave you
I know.
invisibility and pass without a trace.
I don't know what else we can do.
That's a +9 without disadvantage.
Look, there's some things you just can't fix.
And clearly the
apparently
stealth
that's our
of this
stealth.
party is one of
No,
them.
I think even if Vondal had Arya's initiative, he'd still roll like 1 or 2 most of the time and only occasionally get an 18.
This is fine. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting, especially
It's as much a part of his character as his beard.
like the most interesting part is one of the more interesting parts is gonna be this is one of the few times that we're gonna be out of sight from the overworld or sunlight.
Mm.
Like it's gonna be darkness for a week.
Fuck.
Darkness. Oh yeah. Well, I'm
Mm.
sure it'll be fine.
It's okay, I can make some artificial magical daylight.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna head off now, by the way. So I
Okay.
can-
Sleep
Okay.
well.
But
Bye.
I will leave
Um,
this post so you can read it.
I will probably do that as well.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
So, last two.
And then there were 2. Do you want to go first, Jayla, or do you want me to go?
You can go, that's fine.
Okay. Oh, excuse me, I'm such a yawn. Ugh.
Glad I'm
Sorry, that
entertaining you.
really came out of nowhere. Like, I didn't get a lot of sleep last night, so.
That's fair.
Happens.
Anyway. Yeah, so Arya had quite an adventure whilst she was gone.
Yes, you did. Yeah, you'll have to tell people more about that after the session.
Yeah, they can read the thing that you sent me. But it's quite an experience, oh my gosh. But yeah, now she's like pretty motivated to kill this dude because he's a fiend and that's one of her favored enemies.
Yes.
So she's like super gung ho about making sure that he is out of here. Unfortunately, that's gonna be really hard. So we'll see how that goes. But at least now she she had her first motivation was helping Kelariis get her stuff, but now she's like, all right, we got this thing too.
In this
You
for
gotta
the long
do it.
haul.
Yeah. Yeah, as a player, I mean, it was kind of nice to use like more than one spell.
Yes.
Because usually I just end up using like one, and it's like that's it. But I
Yeah.
used like all of my second level spell slots. Holy shit!
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever done that before in one session.
Yeah. No, it was good to use those, especially because I totally did not expect you guys to come down to the catacombs this week. So I had to make a series of random encounter tables on the fly, which I did. And then you avoided all of them by using Pass Without a Trace and them just failing to
Yep.
notice you.
Haha. I'm
So-
sorry that we made you stress, and then it didn't even
That's
matter
okay.
because we totally did not even get there.
Yeah.
Oh man. But yeah. Other than that, I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Don't think so. I think that's it.
Cool. Take your experience. And last but not least.
I think in character, Kelariis is very. She's looking forward to kind of hopefully getting to find Calestro in the catacombs, but she's also very concerned about the fact that they're leaving Urkalis to kind of, I guess, simmer, quote
Yeah.
unquote, for the moment, because that doesn't really sit very well with her considering everything.
Yes.
But at the same time, like, she can't deny that she's very pleased that this is kind of where they're going, because
Yeah.
you know, this is her big thing. Like, this is what she's been trying to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's gonna be I hope it's down here. In and out of character, I hope it's down here, because if not, it's gonna be really interesting. Let's be real, it's probably not down here with our luck. She's also very, very proud of the Syrah. And like, she means all of the things that she says to her. She doesn't say things to just kind of like make her feel better or anything like that. And she's really glad that it seems like the Syrah's going on like the same path that she is, more or less. But she's also very worried because she knows what she went through to get here, like to where she is now. And as much as she very much is happy that Thalithsyr wants to kind of follow in those same footsteps, she wishes she could like keep her safe, I guess. It's like, it's one of those very like mixed feeling things, but she is very happy, and she's as worried as she is, she's gonna probably try to bring her along more and like be okay with bringing her along more. Which I think might also be my protective instinct leaking through. That's fine. It's in character. Like, it is Kelariis too. That's where that comes from. Is that's my protective instinct. It's just bigger
Yeah.
with Kelariis.
It's always a little scary when you're bringing along a character that has as much HP as the average damage roll of some spells.
Yeah, it's real scary because like, if she failed that con save, that she would have had 1 hit point left.
Yep.
For
And that
Insect-
was a low roll for Insect Plague.
Yeah, so I was really scared when you said it was Insect Plague, but it turned out
Yes.
okay. I'm still scared. But yeah,
Same.
out of character, I think it was the interaction that Kelariis had with the Mythcaller was good for me, because I think it solidified where she kind of draws that line of what sort of like semi-sketchy stuff she's gonna do,
Yeah.
like to achieve her goals. And I think that I shouldn't say it solidified the line, but it made it a bit clearer for me, because I was thinking about it and realized that was too sketchy, I think,
Yes.
with everything that she knows, and knowing it wasn't like 100% necessary. That was like, we're gonna put that away in a box. So yeah. Also, I should be less stingy with lay on hands again, because I always forget that I have way more than like I think I do for some reason.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh, I should save that, but I'm like, no, actually I shouldn't, because that's
Yeah.
my healing for
Yeah,
everybody else.
Goes up by 5 points every level, so now that you're level 10, you've got quite a lot of it.
Yeah, I do. So, yeah.
Cool. Yeah, take your experience. And with that, our session comes to a close. Hopefully next week I won't be completely caught off guard and we'll have some maps. But I think I did okay. So,
Yeah, it was good.
well, with that, thank you for playing, thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Right.